Hey everyone, excited to be back for this week's edition of Frequently Asked Questions for Commercial Real Estate. In today's video, what I want to do is talk about the top 5 software tools that I use in my business to help me in a variety of different facets. So we're going to highlight some of the characteristics of each, and I'll explain why I use each one, and hopefully you gain some value from this particular video. But before we dive in and share the insights, I would greatly appreciate it if you can like and subscribe to this channel. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm and ensures more and more people can hear this message and learn about the many facets of commercial real estate. So now you've done that, go ahead and like and subscribe below. Let's go ahead and dive right into this episode. All right. So as I said, the purpose of this video is to highlight the top 5 softwares that I use in my day-to-day. Some I use more than others, but again, these are the ones that I would say have been the most impactful for me over the last several years. So to start off, number one software tool that every single broker is going to need is a CRM. The CRM that I utilize is called Pipedrive. Now, it's not real estate specific per se, but I do love the fact that it's very simplistic to use. It essentially you enter into the software product. It gives you an opportunity to create different flows or pipelines essentially. And I have a pipeline for my sales pipeline. I have a pipeline for my buyers pipeline, and then also on the leasing side, I have a separate pipeline. And each pipeline you can create different columns that signify different stages in the process. So you may have contact made, you may have presentation made, you may have listing agreement signed again. So as you go through the process of getting someone to the end of the pipeline, you advance them along the trajectory. So it gives me the opportunity to organize my tasks, my deals, whatever else. I get to input data specific to clients that I can then export to my other software system, which we'll talk about next. And then also it sets reminders, which is what I love about it, is that I can log into my CRM and I say, okay, well, these are the XYZ amount of people that I have to contact today, or these are the tasks that I have to do today to be able to advance this deal along to the next stage in the pipeline. So that's the number one tool that I encourage everyone to use, whether that's Pipedrive, Salesforce. There's hundreds of different CRMs out there, but just get familiar and organize yourself in one CRM and continually use it over time to make sure that you stay as organized as possible. So that's number one. Number two is my mail system. So it is MailChimp is the software that I use. I use this regularly to send email blasts reminding people about my live streams. I use it to notify people about these frequently asked questions. So if you're on my email list, you're likely going to get an email about this particular video. So it is a value for me to be able to build my reach. And then also, when I start compiling people into my CRM, I can export a lot of these contacts into my MailChimp and also categorize them based on what they're looking for. So as an example, if you're a buyer looking for, retail property between 2,500 and 20,000 square feet, and you're looking for investment real estate, and you provide me with a range of what you're looking for, I can create specific tags in my CRM that I can then import into my MailChimp, and then you can send specific emails to these individuals based on those tags or those characteristics. And so, there are some nuances to the software that you can leverage to be able to make sure that you target that particular audience exactly how they need to be targeted. And that's what I've been trying to incorporate more and more into my outreach program. And so it gives you the opportunity to organize prospects and then target them based on their interest or their tags. So that's number two, is utilizing a mail system. I know there's constant contact out there, and I'm sure there's several other ones that you could potentially leverage, but the one that I utilize is MailChimp. So that's number two. Number three is ChatGPT. Now, this has become a more and more utilized software in my day-to-day life. I use it for a whole variety of different things. And so I actually had the honor and privilege of interviewing a gentleman named Bryant Sheely, who is leveraging ChatGPT in a variety of really cool ways to be able to improve his commercial real estate business. And ever since that conversation, I made a kind of a commitment to myself to try to learn as much as I could about the system so that I could really leverage the tool to the best of my ability. So I created my own GPT. I started training it on the different characteristics that I wanted to have. So I uploaded, different CCIM content just specific to this particular GPT. I uploaded, development plans for a variety of different counties around me. And so now it's starting to get trained and understands that the different nuances for the commercial real estate environment in my local area. And now I've used it to create specific content for commercial real estate in my area. I utilize it heavily in a lot of ways. I speak fluent Spanish, but oftentimes if I'm trying to write emails in Spanish, sometimes it takes me a little longer than it would if I'm writing it in English. So sometimes I even utilize ChatGPT to write emails in Spanish and translate and do all these other things that it really has a really is really equipped to do well. And so that's one of the situations. Along with that is simplifying processes. So if it takes me XYZ amount of time to do something that's going to be text based or anything else like that, plugging it into ChatGPT and then having it spit out something that's going to simplify it is also a value. In particular, as you start to grow your enterprise, there's going to be situations where you have to define processes in your business so that you can eventually offload those responsibilities to someone else. So I've utilized it heavily to create systems and processes that I can then in the future, as I begin to scale, hand that off to someone else to be able to do. So those are some of the functionalities that I utilize in ChatGPT. Obviously, there's a whole host of different ways that you can leverage the platform to be able to amplify your business, but those are just a few. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments about some of the things that you guys do with the platform, because it's still something that I'm very heavily interested in. So that's number 3 is ChatGPT. Number 4 is StreamYard. So StreamYard is a streaming platform that allows you to live stream to all the different social platforms you can think of. So I utilize it heavily for my CRE 101 meetup group, where I live stream on LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, you name it. I also do a couple podcasts and really just live streams with a buddy of mine, Henry Eisenstein and Chad Griffiths. We do a weekly article review where we kind of read some commercial real estate articles and talk about what we've the insights that we've learned from those articles. And again, it's just a very helpful tool when it comes to creating content and amplifies it to a variety of different platforms, so you don't have to recreate the wheel all the time. And it saves significant amount of time when it comes to repurposing or pushing that content out on these different platforms, because again, it just directly connects to them and you can live stream it in these different places. So it's been very helpful. And I highly encourage you guys to leverage the platform, in particular if you guys are looking to create content. I think it's one of the best things you can do, and money well spent if you are in fact looking to do live streams. That's number 4. And then finally, number 5 is a platform that I've just recently started utilizing after I actually went to the International Council of Shopping Centers National Conference in Vegas last year. And I actually found out about this particular company called Placer AI. It is a tool that leverages AI and other technologies to be able to provide unique insights to areas. So, as an example, let's say that you are looking to represent a landlord of a retail center, and they have 5,000 square feet in this retail center they need to get leased. Well, first off, you can go to Placer AI. It'll pull all the demographic data for the area. It'll pull the traffic data. Along with that, you can have it geofence the area. So what that means is they'll drop pins in around the center, and then over time it's going to track cell phones that go in and out of the center to be able to provide insights about what type of foot traffic that particular center is experiencing. And then it'll compare the different tenants in that area based on the foot traffic with others in the region and rank it based on how high the traffic is. So maybe there's 25 locations of this particular business on site. It'll say, okay, well, this particular location ranks number 4 in traffic. So although you can't directly say, oh, this means they're going to get the more sales than the other 20 or whatever the number is, it can give you a pretty good indication that this is probably one of their higher performing locations because of the fact you have so many people coming to that particular site. So again, it allows you to draw insights based on retail traffic, which has been extremely helpful in my business, because as I'm talking to retailers, as I'm talking to tenants, as I'm talking to developers, I have these insights to share, and it's just another arrow in my quiver when I go to them and say, hey, this is why I think this business will work. This is why I think this particular site is a good location to be able to acquire and do a ground up construction project. This is why I think this could be a great franchise location for your particular use. So again, very helpful software. Highly encourage you guys to look into it. It's definitely worth the investment if you in fact are in the retail space. So hopefully you gain some value from this video. I would love to be able to hear about the software systems that you guys utilize on your day-to-day. I'm always looking for new ideas and new systems you'll incorporate into my business. So I'd really appreciate you guys typing away in the comments to be able to share some of those insights. Along with that, if you guys like this channel, please like and subscribe. It does make a big impact on our ability to reach a broad audience. It really does. Again, we're trying to grow the channel as best we can, and the best way to do that is be able to have engagement. So we do appreciate the support. And then if you guys are looking for commercial real estate in the Louisville metro or surrounding areas, I'm a commercial real estate agent in town. I'd be happy to help you with your search. Feel free to give me a call at 502-536-7315, or you can reach me via email at raphael@crosantigroup.com. Thanks again so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.